आज ही डाउटनेट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनेट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सोल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
If we talk about this question we are asked that which is a better mode of reproduction, sexual or asexual, and why, right? So basically we have two modes of reproduction, right? We have two modes of reproduction, in which number one is the sexual mode of reproduction and the other one is asexual mode of reproduction. So if we talk or discuss about both of them, about the pros and cons of both of them, so the sexual reproduction is a reproduction in which two parents are involved, right? Two parents are involved and the gametes that they produce, right, the gametes that are produced by the parents, the gametes fuse to form the zygote, right? So basically here we can say that both of the parents give their DNA, right? Give their DNA because the gametes that fuses carries the 23 chromosome from each parent, right? And chromosome contains DNA, so the DNA from both the parents get fused while the gametes fuse and the zygote is formed, right? But in case of the asexual reproduction, what happens is that only one parent is involved, right? And no gametes are involved, right? No gamete fusion takes place, right? No gamete fusion takes place. So basically here in this case the DNA of just one parent is exactly passed on to the progeny, right? Is exactly passed on to the progeny. So in that case what will happen that the progeny will be exactly similar, right? The progeny will be exactly similar to the parent, right? But in case of the sexual reproduction, what will happen? Now the DNA here is coming from both the parents. So in that case the progeny, right, the progeny will have features that will be similar to both parents, right? The features will be similar to both the parents. So in that case, now that the DNA is coming from two different organism or the two parents, so in that case there will be some sort of blending, right? So that blending in the DNA will bring about the variation, right? So accordingly we can say that in case of sexual reproduction we have the two advantages, right? We have two advantages, right? So the number one advantage is basically the variation, right? We can see variation in the progeny and the parents. So the progenies produced differ from their parents, from the siblings and from the other individuals, right? And on the other hand, because of this variation, the chances of evolution are very high, right? Because as the variation gets accumulated with time, so the variations with time brings about the evolution, right? Or the changes that leads to the production of some new species, right? So we can say that in that particular condition, right, in the because of the high variations, right, so the because of the high variations one species will have greater chances of survival, right? So in that case the chances of survival also increases, right? Chances of survival also increases for a particular chances of survival also increases for a particular species, right? Whereas the species which is not really fit, right, whose variations are not really fit according to the environment, they get eliminated, right? So in that case we can say that the sexual reproduction is a better mode of reproduction, because in case of asexual reproduction the all the individuals of a particular species look similar, right? They look similar. So in that case there'll be high chances that if there is any natural calamity or any extreme environmental conditions come up, right, that will not be suitable for a particular individual of that species, then in that case, because all the individuals are the same DNA, have the same genetic makeup, right, then in that case what will happen, all of them will be eliminated by the nature. So we can say that the sexual reproduction is a better mode of reproduction, right?
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट, IIT, जेई मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनेट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।